On May the 31st, we'll be in our building for worship. As we go back, we believe God is leading us to move in stages and to be very careful for our situation here at New Hope. For the first few weeks, we're going to have a general worship service at 10:30 in the morning. No Sunday school or anything else going on. Just a general worship service at 10:30. Then that service will be repeated at 4 o'clock for anyone who is immune suppressed or those over 65 that are susceptible to this virus going around. We want to protect our folks. We love you and we want to protect you. So we're going to have these two services. It'll be the same message repeated at both the services. Our online services are going to continue for those who aren't comfortable yet in coming back. Then beginning on June the 8th, on Monday, June the 8th, Brother Ronnie Waters is going to start teaching his Sunday school class that Monday morning at 10 o'clock here in the auditorium so we can sanitize and keep things going and we can spread out and everybody be safe. I guess we'll call that Monday school for a period of time until we go back to Sunday. If other classes want to move in a direction when they can come by themselves and spread out, we'll look at that and schedule times later. But everyone will be invited to come to Brother Ronnie's class. Should be exactly the same. You'll be asked to sit with your family when you come into the church and allow spaces in between so that we're all safe and so we don't spread any kind of germs together. Between services, we're going to have some UV lights inside the auditorium. We're going to sanitize it. We're going to make it safe for everybody. How long is this going to last? I don't know. We're going to pray. We're going to seek God's direction. We're going to listen for God. And we're going to try to walk in steps as He leads us to bring us back into our time of worship together. But I pray that worship is going on right now, even though we're not inside the building. It's going to be different. You've been asked to stop, step out of your comfort zone, and join us as we listen to God and what He has for New Hope Baptist Church right now. God always does what He says He'll do. Do you believe that? I can assure you that the deacons and I have taken this very seriously and prayed diligently, seeking God's direction in what we're doing. I know that you've been praying as well. The threat is still real, but not as great as it was when we stayed home and met up through the internet. It's very important that we listen to God. We're going to ask you to wear a mask, but you're adults. You can choose whatever you want to. We'll have masks available. If you got masks, bring them. But it's your choice as we come back together and space ourselves out so that we're cautious as God leads us. I know that God has been speaking to folks through this pandemic, through this virus, through this situation that we're going through. And it's really important to listen to God. It's important to get your life right. It's important to get your priorities straight again and trust God as He leads us through this. Spend your time more wisely. Put your priorities in order. You may have a lot of good stuff in your life, but so much stuff in your life that you've pushed God way down the list. You need to get your priorities right and make God number one. Make sure your fellowship is strong so you can hear from God and then listen for Him and trust Him. Understand God has a plan for your life. The question is, are you walking in obedience to Him and trusting Him to lead you through this uncertain time as well as every time? And God today still shows us step by step by step the way He wants us to go. That's called faith. Following God step by step by step and trusting that He's not going to make a mistake in where He leads and will always provide along the way. It's important that we take time, make time to worship God in our lives. God has walked with us through this strange time. We have seen the virus as it has taken some lives, as it has affected many lives, and we've seen how God has brought many out of the virus. It's time to listen to what God is saying. It's time to trust Him instead of politicians and people, our own judgment. And it's time then, when He gets our attention, when we get focused on Him and our fellowship is true, to worship because of who He is and what He's done.